Hello and welcome to the Kanawha Valley Hustlers. This is Joe Justice, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about digital marketing. Is that an area that you've been confused in? Do you need help with setting up campaigns, with SEO, with pay-per-click, all of the different things that are involved with digital marketing? Do you find it all confusing? What about this whole universe of digital marketing that's out there that is beyond traditional advertising, not billboards, not television, not radio, but this kind of new world of podcasts and influencers and TikTok and all that? Do you find it all confusing? Do you find it difficult to work in? Well, let me tell you, you're not the only one. It's interesting because we're entering kind of a new Wild West, and we've been there for a little bit. I feel like probably 5 years ago or so is when things really shifted. But here's the thing that I like to kind of talk to people about when it comes to digital marketing. Yes, there is kind of a new landscape. There is new rules and new things. But if you've been around long enough like me, you've seen different types of digital advertising kind of come and go. Let me give you a really good example. It wasn't that long ago, probably 15 years, that blogging was a very powerful way of advertising your products. You could market by creating blogs, and it became very common to create blogs, and people were bloggers, and that's what they did. And then, of course, later on, it became YouTubers, and then later on, it became TikTokers. And so you kind of see these patterns start to develop if you've been around long enough, that these influential platforms, and then podcasters, that's another one that's popped up here recently, these kind of influential platforms offer the ability for people to reach new people and to reach a new audience. And really, what that is largely about is being successful in those areas, is being kind of one of the first movers or maybe even the second mover. When you're early on to the platform and you take advantage of it and you're able to build an audience before it becomes overly saturated. And that's one of the areas that I talk to people a lot about with the challenges of digital marketing. And they ask me things like, should I be doing email marketing? Should I be doing blogging? Should I be doing SEO or search engine optimization? What about AI? Where does AI fit into all of this? Should I be learning how to do AI? Should I be training on AI? Should I be focusing all of my effort on my YouTube channel to try to grow that? Or should I be working on trying to reach people through TikTok? Should I be focused on TikTok? You know, lots of people are making lots of money. And then also there's this kind of level of confusion that comes with all of this, where platforms like YouTube, for example, has a monetization policy. So you have people that are influencers on those platforms. A really good example of that is Mr. Beast. YouTube pays Mr. Beast to create content. It's called monetization. Now, he's not marketing, right? So he doesn't, to an extent. Now, he's obviously diversified now, and he's got his own products and things that he sells and that he advertises. But that's different than, say, if you're a local plumber or you're a local painter or roofing company, or you're a lawyer or something like that. You're not looking for monetization. You're not looking to make money off of the platforms. What you're looking to do in those situations is to expand your reach by using those platforms. Let me give you a really good example of this podcast, the Kanawha Valley Hustlers. I don't receive any kind of monetization from this. I don't advertise products on here. I don't, I don't get any kind of monetization to speak of. Actually, Facebook does give me like $15 a month or something like that for it, but obviously not enough to live off of. So you get small amounts of monetization. Same thing with platforms like X and all the other platforms. So there is, little bits and scrapes of money here and there. But what I do with the Kanawha Valley Hustlers is, as a podcast, it gives me the opportunity to be out in the community, to talk to people, to exchange ideas with people, to kind of get a pulse of what's happening in the community, and yes, for exposure and to become locally known as an influencer. So when I'm producing this podcast to advertise what I do at Joe Justice Media, what I'm doing is persuasion and influence and basically market research, understanding what people needs, understanding those types of things. So I'm not getting direct monetization. I'm not going to be making $100,000 doing this podcast. I'm not going to be doing advertising or things like that. So when somebody asks me, should they be doing podcasting? It's like, I don't know, maybe that might be something that you do. If you have a high information type product, if you're a business coach, if you're an attorney or something like that, podcasting might be very effective. It was back in the 90s that there were radio shows for like attorneys. People could call into the radio show and get their legal questions answered. And those were a form of, it was a show, but it was also a form of advertising for the attorney. So what does that mean to you? Well, what that means to you is a couple of things. First and foremost, always understand that any form of advertising is talking to strangers. You should always be talking to people that you already know and that you're already familiar with. You should always be talking to them already, making sure they understand what your products, services are, refining your message so that people that are familiar with you and know you already know what you're doing. Whenever you're doing advertising, you need to make sure that you have a well-crafted message that you're getting out there when you're talking to strangers. There's no scenario where you're going to do a podcast, a blog, a YouTube video, or anything like that, and there's just going to be a flood of people are going to come in. It's a process where you work on it and you build an audience and you build followers and you build people that are paying attention to you. And that's what you want to do, whether it's email marketing, whether it's search engine optimization, which would basically go back to like blogging, basically, whether it is influencer-based social media like TikTok or Instagram or something like that. Let me give you an example of a very powerful influencer in that realm that's been in the news recently because there was a documentary about him, and that's the Liver King. The Liver King was very popular. The way he became so popular is doing outlandish stunts on Instagram. And it was through these outlandish stunts that as he would do these outlandish stunts, people would watch the stunts. And by stunts, I mean like he would eat like the liver of an animal like live, like he would just rip it out and eat it. And things like that, just kind of disgusting things that people would watch. And then he would talk about, his products and services and that type of stuff. So, but if that's the kind of thing that you want to do, then you need to be able to grab attention first and not focus so much on what's going to get the most value or I'm going to write this one blog and it's going to be wildly successful. You need to focus on a platform, whether it's email marketing or whether it's Facebook or whether it's TikTok, whatever it is. Focus on it, drill down on it, learn how to use it, learn how to craft your message, learn how to create ads if that's the next step that you want to do. All these platforms have ads that can help you reach more of an audience. Work on all of those things so that you can build an audience. And it's through building that audience with digital marketing that you can access all of these things and actually build an audience and sell to your audience, as opposed to just, doing, a shotgun approach where you try all kinds of different things and you don't do anything right. You just put all kinds of mud against the wall and nothing sticks. So keep that in mind and good luck with work on digital marketing. Make sure if you have any questions, send me a message. Be happy to help you out with answering any of those kinds of questions. Love talking digital marketing. Let's get together, grab a cup of coffee sometime soon. And remember, this is Joe Justice, the Kanawha Valley Hustler, reminding you to hustle hard, hustle smart, and hustle with a smile.